Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about the TikTok story by Risa Tisa, Who the F Did I Marry?
Listen here, man. I seen my wife laying on this couch for almost 3 days.
I was glued to my phone.
To this 50-part, and I'm not over-exaggerating, 50-part video.
52.
52, excuse me. Mm-hmm. I don't want to cheat out her too. I do not know anything about this story.
Right. And I haven't told him anything.
Nothing.
Yeah.
She wanted to do this video. I was like, hey, we could do this video, but I will be hearing it for the first time. So you will be getting my pure reaction from this 52-part TikTok video that you sat down for 3 days and watched. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, you ready?
Well, I'm going to give just a brief summary. It was 52 parts. It was very long.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you highlights in the summary, but I want you to stop me if you have questions, if you have commentary, if you had what the hell reactions.
Okay.
And we'll handle it like that.
Okay, let's go.
So, we'll call her Risa because that's her name on the thing, Risa Tisa.
Okay.
And the guy, she named him Legion because of the devil.
The devil. We are many, is what the Bible says.
Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
So she met this guy online.
Yeah. Red flag right there. I'm already telling you that right now.
People meet people online.
Oh, sorry. I'm just testing. I'm just testing the brakes. Okay. Go ahead.
So she met this guy online. She matched with him on Hinge, and then she also connected with him over Facebook. He had two different names. One was like a nickname, one was his real name. She didn't realize till later on that there was two different names this man had put out there.
Okay.
Anyway, she met this guy online. They started talking. She found out that he moved from California to Atlanta, and he played arena football. He had a whole lot of money saved. They ended up going out to eat. They went to Cheesecake Factory. That was her favorite restaurant.
Cheesecake Factory bid over here.
I'm a Cheesecake Factory bid myself.
Okay, I'm not. I'll tell you this right now. I don't know.
They have everything you can imagine.
I don't know.
I don't see why you would not like Cheesecake Factory.
I don't know who she eating Cheesecake Factory with, but it won't be me. Okay, I am not a Cheesecake Factory bid.
Okay. So as she's going to the date, her car tire pops.
Oh, okay.
And he actually meets her and changes her tire for her, and they go along with their date.
Hero.
So they're talking, having a good time. COVID hits.
Oh, this is like 2001, 2020, 2021 in that thing.
2020, like when it first hit.
Okay.
And she didn't want to quarantine by herself. He didn't either. So they decided that they would move in together after a month of dating. That's not even the worst part.
Oh,
maybe that's where the ball starts rolling.
Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So he's telling her that he wants to get a house.
Yeah.
That he's got all this money saved up. He was living in a small place, but it's really because he was saving up to get a house.
Okay.
He wants to get a house. So she ends up getting pregnant.
By him?
By him.
I guess from quarantining, I guess.
And it's only been a couple months they've been in quarantine.
So if I was to guess, it haven't been like 6 months.
No.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So she gets pregnant and they are looking for houses. The first house falls through because there was issues with the inspection.
Yeah.
They couldn't do the inspection because it was COVID. It was issues trying to get the guy who was going to do the inspection. And apparently he said that he had put down at least like $5,000 or something on the house. So they had it secured, but they didn't really have it he said they had it under contract and they had to just get the inspection. As time goes on, she's looking like, how I'd be looking on Zillow and all that type of stuff.
Yeah,
so she looks up and she sees the property and it says sold. And then she calls the real estate agent and asks, did this house sell? And she asked some type of question to get an understanding of who the buyer was. And it was some old white couple. She and this man is not no old white couple.
I'm about to say they are
black.
They
a young black couple. And she knew from there, okay, he's lying.
Talk about Legion.
Yeah. Telling me that we have this house, but we do not have this house.
Oh my goodness. We getting the real lifetime effects. It's like thundering outside right now. I don't know if y'all
It's
can hear
Legion
it.
in the midst.
Right? Oh no. Jesus in the midst. Stop it.
Absolutely.
I was about to say, don't play with me. I'll kick you out of here.
Oh gosh. Okay. Well, that goes through. She tells him, well, look, I actually kind of don't want the house. He says that, you know, there's something going on when it's the interest rates are skyrocketing up. So she's like, well, yeah, let's just not worry about it.
Don't worry about me. I'm just buttoning my shirt. My taco be out a
Okay.
little bit.
There is a second home that they
Okay.
try to get together. And he signed a document to close on the house. The realtor messed up, where basically the realtor was supposed to get proof of funds before he closed. But the seller, before they could accept the offer, they said, well, we need to see your proof of funds. He tells them, it's not my fault y'all didn't check proof of funds. Sell me the house. That's y'all's problem, not mine. Clearly, they don't sell him the house without proof of funds.
Because that's not how it works. That's not transactions. Is how it works. Yeah.
And that is another house that fell through.
Another house. And during this time, she is she pregnant during this time, or like
she is until she has a miscarriage.
That was not rehearsed, guys. Okay, I did not know she lost a baby.
Yes.
Prayers to her.
Yes, prayers. He was supposed to take her and pick her up from the procedure.
Yeah.
To clear everything out. He said that he had an important meeting to where he was going to be, promoted as a VP to his company.
It's not.
And the president was going to be there, and he really needed to be at this meeting.
The promotion not going nowhere. Okay, sure.
He even showed her documents of the memo about the promotion and how much money he was going to be making.
Wow.
And she said, well, you go ahead. She had her friend take her, and the plan was for him to come pick her up. He ended up picking her up hours later.
Whoa.
From the facility after her procedure for the miscarriage.
They basically got you in the waiting room now. They basically kick you out that bed.
They had a situation where there was a company car. He attempted to put a down payment on the car because the funds that were going to be transferred from his job were going to take a while due to COVID. So all of this, all these issues and hiccups and missteps are he's getting to blame on COVID. So that's part of the reason why she's a little bit unsure if he's lying, because COVID really did have everything up in the air back at that time.
I don't know like this though. I don't know like this though.
Well, the car company didn't allow him to just take the car off the lot.
Of course not.
But he also wanted her to get a new car, something safe and something, everything like that. And that, I think that was when she was pregnant, and he wanted to make sure she was in a safe car.
Yeah.
He never got her a car.
Of course not.
But he had her test driving multiple cars.
Hey, test drive is all the same.
Telling her, you look good in this. I can see you in this car. This fits you. Never came to fruition.
Now get out these folks' car now.
And over time, she started to get this gut feeling that something was wrong.
Now?
Not just now, but throughout pretty much, not since the beginning, but fairly early towards the beginning, she felt something was wrong.
Now, question. When it comes to your gut, think of all the things that went wrong in your life personally, right?
Yeah.
Can you say that each time or most times that things was going wrong or in the midst of going wrong, that like you felt something in your gut? Or like
yeah, I felt it in my gut. I probably was thinking it. My thoughts were screaming at me, don't do this. And I just do it anyway.
Oh, well.
There has been many of those moments.
Yeah.
Yeah. But until you mature and you try to start living right, then hopefully you actually listen to your intuition and make better choices.
But that's my point right there. She's not 19.
No.
She's not 16.
No.
I don't even think she's 25 at the point. Maybe.
I think probably late 20s, maybe early 30s.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I think she was in her 30s because she was saying that she was really excited about the pregnancy and also about being with him because she felt like it's finally my time. Like,
ooh.
I finally get to have the man. I get to get married. And not only did he move in during COVID, he was paying all her bills.
Listen here, guys. Anything you love that much to where it's like it's my time, it looks like, listen here, a dead clock is right twice a day. Okay? So if you look at the time and it's your time, make sure that clock's still ticking. You get what I'm saying? I now, like, I feel bad for it now because I'm like, as a guy, I don't know what it's like to be like, it's my time.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Whenever I decide it's my time. Compared to women, you know, there's actual science, there's a clock and stuff like that to where it's like, I want a family and things like that. A guy could keep pumping and going as long as his body allows him. So,
right. And they did end up getting married.
Yeah.
And during that time, he also gave her his social security number. When she got the social security number, she did do a background check on him and nothing came up.
Okay.
So she thought all was well.
All is well.
But she was still feeling like, I'm a little bit unsure, but
Yeah.
all is well.
All is well.
She also met 2 of his brothers, and they seemed to be cool. He was always on the phone with one of his brothers, I think, who lived in Philly. So whenever he was on the phone with the brothers, she would say, hey, tell so-and-so I said what's up. And, she would converse back and forth, and it seemed like everything was normal.
Yeah.
For the sake being. Well, they end up touring over 25 houses looking for a place.
Whoa.
Wasting people's time.
Whoa.
And this at this point, I was also like kind of frustrated. Like, why would you allow this man to waste your time like this? If you know in your heart of hearts. But like she said, she was feeling like, I can finally be the woman to where my man's going to buy me a house.
She didn't want to be like y'all single women.
We're going to get married. We're going to have a family. And the dream was just dangling in front of her face.
Look, man, I'm sorry. I never felt that before. I never felt that before.
The last house they looked at, the realtor said that they needed to show proof of funds up front. Again, that was an issue for him.
What? Why? You want to buy a house?
He tried to explain that he didn't want to do that. The realtor said, okay, but this is what we have to do in order to get you the house.
Yeah.
Well, apparently he had a Chase Bank account where he had showed his wife what was in there. But there were some overseas accounts that he didn't want to share with her the amount of money he had in there because it was so much money. And he didn't want to feel like she was after his money or she would come after his money in a divorce.
We're married,
or whatever the case may be.
Okay, then get a prenup.
And at the same, right, get a prenup. And even if you have money stashed other places, there's something called discovery. And people will find out these accounts that you have and can allocate whatever type of money to your spouse if they need to. So you ain't hiding nothing.
Maybe.
If anything is there.
Listen here. There is such thing as you can't get access to my offshore. So, because I don't have to report it. So there's something valid to what he's saying, but I don't. He is a guy that basically said, I'm not going to show you my account because there's too much money in there. Well, you just told me it's too much money in there. So you already telling me what you didn't want to tell me from the jump or show me at that. So he already sound like a liar.
Yeah.
And does she got any brothers?
She...
Or anybody who cares about her?
Her mom and her aunt.
Oh, my
And she was saying that she wasn't even telling them what was going on in her life.
No, sister girl.
She wasn't sharing really any personal information.
She wasn't being forthright about it.
No.
Yeah, go ahead.
The realtor ended up calling her. And basically just trying to have a conversation with her saying, like, I don't know why your husband doesn't want to show proof of funds. Like, if you want to show it, if you're able to get the information, you can show it to us. And she was just trying to brainstorm with her on finding ways that they can actually move forward in this home buying process.
Yeah.
And then she tells the realtor, pretty much, girl, I don't know what's going on. So let's go ahead and just put the house search on pause.
Okay.
And then the realtor lady tells her, got it. If at any point you and your husband or just you want to find a house, call me back.
Yeah.
Well, moving on. She ends up getting a new job. For the new job, she has to get his social security number
She have to get his social security.
Yeah, to be like as a beneficiary and, all that type of stuff. You have to have that person's social security number. And she sees that the social security number he gave her is different from the one that was given at the time of the marriage.
Okay.
So she looks up this social security number and she gets a list of his addresses, none of which are California, of where he's lived. None of which are California.
And he moved from California to Atlanta, and there's no history that he ever lived in California.
Right. And he said that he played college football at a school in California, and then he went on to arena football, and that's how he made all his money.
There's not a lot of money in arena football at that. I know somebody personally who played arena football.
Yeah. Well, she calls the school and asks them, hey, I'm pretty much, she said, I have this person who is applying for this job. I just need to do verification to see if they were a student at this school.
Oh, my goodness.
No account of this person being at this school.
Oh, my gosh.
She confronts him about it and asks him, I contacted the school.
Oh, no.
And they had no record of you being there.
Oh, man.
Have you heard of something called a private citizen?
No.
Me neither. And even when I looked it up, the definition he gave is not what a private citizen means.
So how is he a private citizen if he was born in America?
Well, he says he's a private citizen because his dad paid for him to be a private citizen, so he never had to disclose his social security number to anybody. He could go to college and all these places just with a card, and he didn't have to give his social to anyone because he was a private citizen.
What is the definition of a private citizen that you looked up?
When I looked it up, it was along the lines of basically not holding a government office. So you're not like in government or an official person, but you're pretty much like just a citizen. But you're a private citizen because like you don't hold office. I don't know. Maybe I didn't explain it great.
I'm about to say, you sound like him. You sound like him. But basically,
it's something about somebody who holds office.
But basically, it has nothing to do with
but not operating in that capacity.
It has nothing to do with showing Social Security, not showing Social Security. In other words, if you're in this country, you get a Social Security number, you have to show it.
Exactly.
If you're born here and things of that nature. And even then so forth. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he says, I'm a private citizen. I ain't have to do all that, what you talking about.
I'm going to try that.
And she said, well, weren't you playing for the team? So you weren't on any type of roster. You were just going against, what she said, NCAA regulations and not having to be listed on a roster for a school. That doesn't make sense.
Come on, sister girl.
And he just didn't address that.
Let's hear it. I had the private citizen thing.
I told you what I told you. I don't know what you want me to say.
Now go get now. Go get.
Also, along with these houses, when they were looking, he showed her that he had a mortgage approval for over $700,000.
Okay.
Now let's kind of break down some of these lies.
Break it down for me.
He okay.
Hold on. What happened?
Well, she found information about his divorce because he was married before.
Okay.
And so he calls the ex-wife, finds her number and basically the records from the court about their divorce. Mm-hmm. She calls the ex-wife and basically tells her, hey, I'm not trying to bother you, but I'm married to your ex-husband. Mm-hmm. And there are some weird things going on.
Yeah,
and I kind of just want to run things by you and see if I'm crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And the ex-wife said, no.
Okay. So okay.
No, the ex-wife said, yes, you can talk to me. But she said, everything that he's telling you is a lie.
So, okay, at least we found, at least this person he was married to, like, that's truthful.
Yes.
But now she's like, he's a liar.
Yes.
Okay, how is he a liar, though?
Well, apparently, when it came to the ex-wife, he said that he was very close to his stepchildren. And he said that they moved from California to Atlanta, and he was going to be more so in the stepchildren's lives because of that. First of all, this lady says he ain't never lived in no California. We ain't lived in no California. I don't know what he's talking about. He's been in Atlanta this whole time. He also told his current wife, Risa, that his stepdaughter or stepson passed away.
Oh, my God.
And that he had to send $2,000 to the family in order for the burial.
Okay.
Everybody over there is alive and well.
Wow. He killed somebody. Okay.
But she never told the mother that he said that the child was dead. She was like, I ain't have the heart in me to tell them that. I just said that he told me they were sick. But he said somebody had died.
Wow. But not him, though.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, she found some text messages of him paying to get a hand job from a prostitute.
Ew.
And at that point, he had stopped going to work. He had like really bad knee issues. He was starting to lose weight. Like he just looked very sickly and was pretty much bedbound.
Just a hand job?
That's exactly what I thought.
Okay.
Well, I guess it's the cheapest thing. I don't know.
Okay, I guess just an HJ.
Yeah.
Just an HJ, I guess. Okay.
Well, she ended up kicking him out.
This is Risa.
Yes.
Okay.
Risa kicked him out of the house.
Risa kicked him out the house.
Yeah.
He's a private citizen. Be careful, Risa.
And apparently he packed 2 bags and he left everything else in the house, including his important documents. She found out that the bank statements were from Google Images.
Wow.
And the cousin, because he drove from Atlanta to where his family lived, like in Philly or something like that. And the cousin found her number and called her and said, he is telling us one story. We know he be lying. So, girl, what actually happened?
Oh, my goodness.
and the cousin was like, we didn't even know he was married.
Wow.
Well, she explains that he's been lying this whole time. I kicked him out, and this is what the situation is. Apparently, he told them he caught her sleeping with the man, and the man was in law enforcement, and the man held a gun up to him and basically made him leave the house.
Oh, so he put it on her.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
And she worked in law enforcement, so he was trying to get them to report something to her agency to basically get her in trouble, saying that she slept with some man in the agency. Well, when they finally get to talking, she can actually ask the cousin, hey, you know, I was told he had sisters. He ain't got no sisters.
He ain't got no sisters. Okay.
He has a twin brother.
Okay.
And he has an older brother.
So why did he add a sister in there for? You have siblings.
Well, I think that's because he, on his, on his license, he had an address of which was his ex-girlfriend. But he was saying that his sister lived in the area. He was staying with his sister, but that was his ex-girlfriend.
Okay.
Well, she finds out that the whole family don't fool with him. He's up there asking people for money, and basically they want him out. Wow. And then the cousin was just like, I'm going to give you the phone number to his brother. The brother can tell you a lot more. And she ends up talking to the brother. And the brother is basically just like, ask me what he's told you, and I can tell you what's true and what's a lie.
Basically, give me the story, and I can tell you true or not. Let's start with this private citizen thing.
Well, the major thing that stood out to me with that is that the brother was saying, I haven't talked to him in 15 years.
Wow.
She's like, but y'all talk every morning before he goes to work. I don't know who he's talking to, but he ain't talking to me. Let alone, she was saying that I couldn't hear what was being said on the line because he didn't have the phone on speaker. So he could have been talking to himself.
Sister girl. Okay. But why so much effort for the lie? You get what I'm saying? To where he's talking to himself. Talk to somebody.
And then there's more. During COVID, he said at one point his grandma died, and then a few months, I think one of his parents died. Or his uncle died. Come to find out, grandma died in 2008, uncle so-and-so died in 1999.
Okay, at least they did for real though. At least he didn't kill him and stuff like that. Mama died, uncle been dead. Go ahead.
And cousin Junebug.
It's always a Junebug in there somewhere.
Cousin Junebug been dead. But he talked to Junebug all the time.
In his heart.
On the phone.
Oh, man.
Well, she ended up finally getting a divorce from the man. He ended up coming back down to Atlanta, finding his way back down. She gets him to sign this divorce paper. And he's also telling her, like, look, he has like these, something called like Invicta watches and like all these different things that he wants to get from the house. And what he signed in the divorce decree was anything that's in the house is mine to have.
Wow.
Everything in the house is my property.
He didn't read?
No, he didn't read nothing. He just signed the paper. She met him at a UPS and he just signed the paper. Apparently, at the time, it looked like he was living in his car. Oh, and she found out the twin brother, when talking to the brother, the twin brother is the one who's a VP at his company.
Okay.
The twin brother is the one with the money in the house and the kids and the wife.
So
he was stealing his doggone brother's life. A mess.
Jeez, this what y'all was watching on like the couch? This what you was watching on like my couch and stuff for like 52 parts?
Yes, my love. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. And at one point he gets it in him to say, this is the marital home. I can come and live there and I will be back there and I'm moving in. She calls the police to say, is that possible? And they said, absolutely. It is the marital home. It is the marital home.
Wow.
But she's on the phone with the police chief. She's trying to, figure out how she can get out of the situation. I mean, she got the locks on the door changed and everything. And the chief said, we got a warrant for him.
So that saved him. That saved her, basically.
Well, mind you, oh goodness, I missed this huge, big thing.
I'm about to say.
The man has a felony.
Okay.
For impersonating an officer.
So he's a criminal. Okay.
He has a felony for impersonating an officer. Apparently, he did something called weekend jail, where you can go to jail during the weekend, then go to jail on the weekends. And this is all the stuff that she found in his backpack.
What the heck you do? He said he do something called weekend jails.
Yeah, that's real. She found that in his documents.
That he voluntarily go to jail for the weekend.
Yeah, because he committed a crime.
Oh, so this is like a thing to where if you committed a crime, you can like serve your sentences on the weekend?
Right. But if you have a 9 to 5 during the week, you can still go to work.
Oh, I never heard of this before.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And so they have a warrant out for him for something to do with probation, violating probation.
Mm-hmm.
And the chief is just like, if he comes to your house, call us and we will get him because he has a warrant. But if it wasn't for that warrant, he would have been up in that house.
And you can't change them locks.
Right. Right. Well, she did change the locks, but they'd have to let him in.
Yeah, let him in.
Mm-hmm. But she was like 2 weeks away from moving to a new place. And she was just like, I just don't want him to show up.
Wow.
He showed up.
He showed up to the old spot. To
yes.
the marital home.
To his house.
Yeah.
To the marital home. The police get there, take him away.
Wow.
He played himself.
Is he currently in jail now, possibly?
No, he's not in jail currently.
Wow.
He actually is on TikTok telling us that she slept with Billy. He said, stop lying. She's sleeping with Billy. And that's how I caught her. And he over here driving around talking about, I got to find a parking spot as we see traffic lights pass him.
Okay.
I was like, you are not convincing at all, sir.
I don't know who Billy is, first of all. Is Billy the officer? Okay, she slept with Billy.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, that is pretty much the end of the story. She divorced the man. She wants nothing to do with him. And that is pretty much it. Okay, I do have some...
Oh, I have questions.
Yeah, we have some discussion questions because I want to get your insight now that you know the story. Mm-hmm. What do you think played into her deciding to marry him, even though he lied about the first house? It wasn't there for her after the miscarriage.
Well, she said it was her time. I think there's something to where she was desperate for it. So I think she was seeing things that wasn't there. Instead of, because she wanted to see something so bad, she missed the thing that was like right in front of her face. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? But it's so hard to put the blame on something. Like, cause do you blame the victim or do you blame the perpetrator? Like, he was the one that was lying.
Yeah.
So it's
and manipulating.
So it's like, dang. What do you think? You think she was like kind of like played into the gold digger thing in the beginning, maybe?
I don't think it was necessarily a gold digger situation. I think that the dream that a lot of us women are sold is to be provided for and cared for and protected by the men that we're with.
Well, I got at least two, maybe one of the three.
And the fact that it appeared that he was doing that to her, for her, I think is what really made her not trust her intuition.
Okay, yeah.
Because my bills are paid. I've got money in my pocket. I can do whatever I want.
Where was he getting the money from?
Well, he was working, but he was working as a temporary forklift driver.
Oh, so even though he had money and things like that, it wasn't like VP money. It wasn't like his brother money, whatever you want to call it.
And then I also think this could just be speculation, but I think that he had money as well because he, it's not like he had any other place he was living or paying for bills.
Oh, so he just pocketing. He just pocketing.
So any money that he has or had, like he was living with his ex-wife, then living with his ex-girlfriend. Maybe the man ain't been paying bills, and he's paying bills with you to get you.
Yeah.
I don't know. That could be a reach, but no, I feel that she stayed with him because he fixed her tire on her car for the first date. That would impress a lot of people.
Would it though?
Yes. The fact that you did that, some people would just be like, okay, well, just hit me up when you're free.
Yeah, but at the same time, the same evidence that you have for him being there for you for the tire, he wasn't there for you for the miscarriage. So it's like one cancels out the other in my eyes. You get what I'm saying? Like,
but I'm like, at that point, if before she knew what she knew that he was lying, for sure. And
for sure.
And she was thinking that her partner was up for this big thing and that he was going to, basically we got to figure something else out for the miscarriage to make sure that you're good for the surgery. Maybe that might not be a reason somebody would not be together.
Yeah.
Like, I've got my friend taking me. You said you're going to pick me up. It took you a little longer than expected, but we're good.
Yeah. Now, listen.
I feel like it was a lot of little things that she couldn't necessarily put her hand on until it all kind of
exploded in
her face.
Here's the thing. I don't want to negate that in the sense of what you said. Like, it is impressive that he did on their first date or things of that nature that he went and changed her tire. But I'm like, hey, ladies, that bar don't have to be in hell,
True.
We can, you can thank him for that. But once we get past that level, how do you explain quarantining after just meeting? How do you?
That wasn't wise.
How do you explain like shacking up? And I only use shacking up because like I don't care what adults do, but you're shacking up, you're playing house, and you don't even know this person.
And getting pregnant with somebody you met less than 6 months.
I'm about to say, like I said, I'm not trying to victim blame, but I'm just like, lady.
We're moving fast.
Yes, yeah. I'm about to say, what's going on here? So that's why I'm like, what was the motivation outside of it's your time to accelerate the process like that?
I think it really was the desperation for this dream that a lot of little girls are sold, for the marriage, for the children, for the house, the car, the dog. Like it's I guess just seeing it in her, I'm just like, wow, this stuff is really indoctrinated in us, like to the point you're really willing to look past all this stuff to get what you think is something that you deserve, or something that is finally yours. I do think getting married is an accomplishment, but it's not an accomplishment of your own. How do I explain that?
Explain that.
Pretty much, if you get a promotion at your job, you've done a lot of work to get to that space.
Yeah.
I don't think the same work that you equate to a promotion in a job is the same thing you can equate to a marriage or getting married.
You basically, it takes two people.
It takes two people to do the work to get married, to have a successful relationship. And it, to me, is a blessing in order to get to that point.
No, it is a blessing.
Because one person can put in, I did all the things, I did all the work, but they just weren't ready. Or they didn't want to marry me, or they weren't faithful.
Or if I just don't ask you.
Right. Or if the man just doesn't ask and he's fine with having babies and living life however you choose.
Yeah.
But I think it is like a blessing to get married, to align in that way, and to actually live your life out in that way. And I think that she thought that it was her blessing that was there. So I don't know. Hopefully I didn't stumble over that too bad.
Okay.
Well, he had an ex-wife, ex-girlfriend, family who he lied to and deceived. Was there anything any of the other people could have done to try to save other people from him? Do you think they should have done more? Like, she's coming out and telling this story in the hopes that it hits somebody, that they don't fall victim to the same situation.
So what, you want these people to make a TikTok too and tell their story about him?
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying, do you think that it's anybody else's responsibility to voice bad situations with certain people, or
no,
in an effort to save others?
No, not this one.
Okay.
Because for one, not a lot of people want to embarrass themselves. Like, I guess this woman was like, look, man, I don't care. You get what I'm saying? I'm just gonna tell my life, not even knowing that I'm sure there's people probably criticizing her decisions. I know I did. Yeah. Hearing it, and I ain't see it. Only thing you showed me, only thing I seen online is like her, I seen, and maybe it is her, I don't know. I seen like on my social media page, like a lady sitting in the car and things like that. That's all I've been seeing for the past couple of days. So I'm guessing this is the lady. That's probably
her, yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. So, a lot of people will criticize, and even call her desperate. Mm. Now, I don't want to go that far because people call her desperate because of how she looks. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, a lot of people not willing to put themselves out there like she did.
True.
People would say that she's brave for doing that. I'd probably be more on the side of brave, kind of more in the middle of like, okay, why are you telling us this? But they probably was like, look, I did my part. I divorced him. Hey, I did my part. I'm not with him. I did my part as a family. We don't talk to him.
True.
You get what I'm saying? So, like, what else you want us to do? Like, we're not responsible if you move this guy in, y'all shack up after meet each other, y'all get pregnant and things like that. God bless to the miscarriage and so forth. But, like, what do you want them to do? We don't talk to the guy. We choose to not associate with this guy. Mm-hmm. So, half the things that you was going through, like you said, the family said, we didn't even know he was married. You get what I'm saying? They just completely cut him off completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's anything they could have done. And the thing is, like, she came out with this story and she was trying to keep a lot of people anonymous. Another lady actually ended up finding out who he was and exposing his face and who he was and stuff like that online.
Oh, so she didn't even have no part in like exposing his name and his face and all that.
No, okay. And she was even saying, like, I wish at least she would have given me a heads up so I can put some things in place in order for my safety. because I don't know if this guy's going to try to attack me.
And that's sad because honestly, I believe half the things I hear on social media. Mm-hmm. So even though it sounded entertaining, I'm listening to this thing like, this can't be real. But even if it's not real, it's entertaining. But what if she really did do a 52 part of what really happened, and then like you put this man's face out there thinking you are quote unquote playing detective?
Yeah.
But really, her safety is really like, you get what I'm saying, can be in jeopardy. That's a good point I didn't think of.
Yeah. And then since he was exposed, he came out with TikTok videos lying.
Oh, he is trying to get
doing what he do.
He's trying to get some engagement.
Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
Well, this kind of goes back to the point of who do we put more blame on? The man who causes the destruction, or the person who is passive in the decisions they make in their life to allow someone like that into their life?
Question: how much blame you put on her? If you were to put a number, percentage from 0 to 100, how much?
I give her 40.
You give her 40. I give her 70. I give her 70. How many houses do you not get for you to realize that you like it's not working?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And the reason why I say 70, I'm not saying 70 because it's her fault. I'm saying 70 because it's your life.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No one can guard your life, protect your life, or even quote unquote lead your life better than you can. The sign's been there. You get what I'm saying? So he's not showing proof of funds. He talking about private citizen. By then, it may have been too late. You shacked up with this guy after beating him after a week or so, quarantining with him. It just comes off as if you're trying too hard.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So I got to put at least more than 50% on it, just off the strength that it's your life and you have to live with those decisions and things like that. God bless to your safety and everything. But I'm like, come on, man. Like the signs were screaming at you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true. The only reason I give her 40 is because there are some really dangerous, heinous people out here.
Okay, I dropped down to 65.
Okay. And I think about like the little like cult documentaries and all this type of stuff that I watch. And people can be very charismatic and really have people under their thumb when it comes to their mind. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I felt like she thought she had more control than she did. Like, I think when it came to the first house, she was like, I know he's going to lie. You know, I've got the upper hand. Let me see what he's going to say. Mm-hmm. And then I told him, okay, don't worry about the house. You know, I know what's up. I know the dynamic. But I think the further along she was with him, the deeper and deeper she was getting. And she was even getting to the point where she was just like, you know, this guy is like paying for all this stuff for me. Like, am I going to be able to care for myself if I don't get a better job? Like, I need more money, essentially, and I don't want to have to depend on a 2-person household. So it's kind of like, how deep do you allow yourself to get in to the point where you don't have the upper hand anymore?
Wow.
So,
well, put like this.
So I give her 40% because people can be really heinous out here and really twist people's mind. But at some point, you got to like slap yourself in the face or something, like wake up.
If we go by that logic, she never had the upper hand then. Like he came in with a plan.
True.
You get what I'm saying? So my thing is she never had the upper hand. So she was already behind the 8 ball from the jump. Mm-hmm. Any more questions?
That's all I got.
That's all you got? What did you think overall? I know you enjoyed this.
Oh, it was so interesting. Mm-hmm. Like I feel like terrible that it happened to her because nobody should have to go through that. But it was very interesting. And I'm over here like, I want to hear more. No, this was enough. It was enough. I'm glad that she's over it. You know, they're divorced. And I know there's still more that she says that she's like healing from, because, I mean, I'm sure that puts you through the ringer, like living like that.
Question.
And having somebody like that in your home, like, goodness.
Is she married now?
I don't think so, no.
How do you think she will handle... Do you think
she said...
do you think she ever get married?
I don't know, but she said that she really doesn't trust people who have come into her life after meeting him. She said she really only trusts people that she knew beforehand. People now, she really has a hard time with trust.
Well, that cut your dating pool by 70%.
Yeah. And it's probably going to take a lot of therapy for her to get to the place where she could trust somebody like that, because who wants to go through something like that again? That is traumatic. And not only do you feel like you don't trust that person, you don't trust yourself. You're like, can I trust myself to make decisions about somebody?
No, you shouldn't. But I will say this, though. I don't have the numbers to prove it. But what's the chances of you meeting a scammer like that again?
In Atlanta? A lot, probably.
Disclaimer: we don't live in Atlanta. I don't know nothing about Atlanta. Okay, so,
From what they say.
I don't know nothing about.
I hear it's a lot of them.
I'm saying. That story is so unique that I don't know the chances of her going through that again. Sometimes you have to be like, this is a one-off. Like, you can probably just go through the regular things that people go through. That is bad. Domestic violence. That's a regular thing that people go through. That's bad. Lying, cheating, adultery. Those are like the bad things that is common that people go through. Not saying it's right. I'm just saying it's common.
I mean, she went through all that with him.
It is not what did he put hands on her?
No, everything except that.
Okay. It is not common that you will find a scammer like that, though. That's what I'm trying to get to. I don't have the numbers to prove it, but not a lot of people can say I met a legitimate scammer that gave me a fake Social Security number. They would say, hey, I've been through a liar. I've been through a cheater. I've been through a man that put hands on me. I've been through a man that had multiple women on me. I even found somebody that had another family and things like that. The chances of her coming across a scammer, I think she can control that a little bit.
Okay.
I think because she's been through that, there's some things that she can ask in the beginning that is I don't want to say foolproof, but like, lady, you got tricked by Google Images. Like, that's kind of wild. You get what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, you can foolproof it a little bit better than you coming across a scammer. That doesn't negate that you may come across a liar. That doesn't negate that you may come across somebody that may put hands on you. I'm saying all that to say, I think you should, like, I understand you have PTSD and things like that with this guy and things like that. But the chances of you coming across this guy again in this mode, I think is less than likely.
Hopefully.
Less than likely. Now, other problems that us men have, I can't speak on that. But scammers, especially
who come into your life wanting to wreck shop, wanting to get your hopes up,
it's very
wanting to hurt you in that way.
Especially
that's evil. Like she said, it was evil.
Especially, and I don't want to be stereotypical and things like that. People will go on. I know y'all watch us for reality TV shows, and we review Housewives. So one show we're gonna review once it comes out is Housewives of Atlanta. I know y'all hear the things about what's going on with Portia.
Yeah, and Simon.
You get what I'm saying?
Possibly getting deported.
And possibly him being allegedly, because you ain't gonna sue me, a scammer. But you can tag that to his stereotypical nationality. You get what I'm saying? They be like, watch out for the Africans because they are scammers.
Or the Nigerians.
Or things of that nature. I wasn't trying to put it particularly to a culture.
But that's the stereotype.
I know. I'm just saying it's the Africans.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm just trying to be nice here,
I'm just saying who the stereotype is
So
on.
my thing is, that's a stereotype that a lot of people could be like, you know what? One way that I'm going to stay away from scammers, I ain't going to date Nigerians. I ain't going to date Africans. I guess that's their way of foolproofing it. I think she can foolproof coming across a scammer. But can you foolproof a liar, a cheater, someone who intentionally want to ruin your life? I don't know. I hope you find some help or hope out of this, though.
Absolutely.
Because
nobody deserves to
take accountability,
deal with stuff like that.
And take accountability in the part you played, too.
And she does. And she has.
Okay.
She does. She says, I'm going to tell the whole story, even the parts that make me look bad.
There you go, sister.
And she said, I know, this was stupid. And many a time she said that. So
thank you.
She has taken accountability.
I take it down from 65 to 55 now.
Okay.
Anything else, Blair?
That's all I got.
Hopefully y'all enjoyed this. Put down your comments what y'all thought about this story. If Blair told us the story. If there's some parts Blair left out, please
add it to the discussion. Tell us what you thought. Like, give us your conversation. Like, we really want to hear. This was a really interesting, albeit terrible story, but it was really interesting, and I'm sure a lot of people have been through stuff like this before. So yeah.
If you haven't, we review shows. We got Love Is Blind. We got Married First Sight. We got Ready to Love. We got Sister Wives. We got 1,000-Pound Sisters. We have a lot of shows. Just click on the playlist, let it run. All right.
You ready, Blair?
You done?
I'm done.
All right, y'all be good.
Bye.